Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, February 24th. It is the last Tuesday, and we want to give you some encouragement today. I also have to relay some humor to you. Yesterday, I was at chemo, and I was getting hooked up, and this lady came by with her service dog named Bella and asked if I wanted to give Bella a pet. So I did. And I said, I didn't have my hearing aids in. And I had headphones on for a long time. And a lady asked me, she said, "What's your last name?" And I said, "Beekner." And she said, "Well, that's kind of cute." I said, "Cute? It's Buechner. It's German. Büchner." And she said, "Well, that can be kind of cute." And what I realized she was asking me is, what's my dog's name? And I had to crack up because it was like, oh, and I didn't get to correct myself. They left thinking, what a weirdo. He's named his dog Beekner. I said, "No, it's Rudy. Come back." Anyway, so much for that. But if that were my life lesson for the day, listen really carefully. But today, I want to talk about us making a right judgment. And it might be a little bit longer than the other ones because I just told you that funny story. But hopefully I can keep you engaged for a little bit. In Matthew 7, 1 through 5, Jesus says this: "Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the speck out of your eye,' when all the time there's a plank in your own eye? First take out the plank of your eye, and then you'll be able to see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye." Now, when we live in a system of rules and regulations, it's easy to think that we're righteous because we're keeping all the rules. It's pretty tempting to think better about yourself by comparing yourself together with who has their act together with someone else who doesn't. Like, for example, I'm at work every day on time. But Johnson over here is not doing so well. He's a slacker. He's always late. And what you don't know is that Johnson has an autistic daughter that he has to drive clear across town to a special daycare for that daughter. And when he comes back, he's a little bit late, while you live 5 minutes from work. Okay, it's when it comes to true holiness, Jesus had been saying, it's the condition of your heart. Now, he spoke to the issue of looking at someone else's life. And notice that Jesus doesn't say, never acknowledge there's a speck in your brother's eye. He says, deal with your own life first, then you'll be in a position to help others deal with theirs. There's another passage. It's a little after in John 7 as well. Jesus had just healed a blind man on the Sabbath, and the Jewish leaders were so upset they wanted to kill him. Talk about missing the point, right? Because they had come to worship, they had become, I'm worshiping the law, not the God of the law. Jesus says, you circumcise a child on the Sabbath. Now, if that child can be circumcised on the Sabbath so that the law of Moses may not be broken, why are you angry with me for healing a blind man on the Sabbath? Stop judging by mere appearances. And I think what he's saying, guys, you just don't get it, right? I established the Sabbath for restoration, the day of rest, that you may be restored. And now you're angry with me for restoring a man on the Sabbath. I want you to start making the right distinctions and not the wrong ones. And he says, he does not say, don't make any distinctions. He says, start making a right judgment. And that's kind of where we find ourselves today. We need to make right judgments about people. It's really easy for us to look at somebody and go, man, they got to get their act together. They just don't have it. And it's kind of the way we've been wired. Largely, I think, as Presbyterians, we're good at keeping the rules. But let's ask Jesus today, if you have something you can ask him to help you make right judgments. Ask him to help you deal with maybe the planks or the specks or whatever's in your eye. I know it's hard to ask that, but when we do and we actually listen or actually look for those things, and Jesus will answer those prayers. So, next week, Sunday, I will not be here on March 1st. Lori and I were given an outrageously amazing gift. There's a couple we know who have asked us to come and spend a week with them in their condo that they have paid for our air, they've paid for the condo, they paid for everything in Maui. We get to go to Maui for 7 days. So I won't be on the 1st. I won't be there on the 1st. You'll have a preacher by the name of Jim Candy. Wonderfully funny guy. He was our children's youth director. And at the same time, he's just a godly man who I think would like to give you some good ideas. And he's going to preach out of Exodus. He said he promises he won't make it weird. And then the next week is March 8th. We will be returning on March 8th, and Ken Lilligore is going to be preaching on the 8th. I don't know what he's preaching on, but he tends to be very prepared and will have something good to share with you. I'm positive about that. So welcome these two men into the pulpit. I haven't left you. It's not a one-way ticket to Hawaii, but we do really appreciate a free trip. Airfare, condo, food, everything. And they had no other reason to do this other than they wanted to give us something. And so we are so, so grateful. And I'm grateful to all of you for letting me go, for also all the gifts and cards and funds and everything else you've given me over the past month or two. I am really, it's hard for pastors to be grateful or to be acknowledged when somebody wants to give to them because they're supposed to be giving. I'm supposed to be visiting you, not you visiting me. And it's just remarkable, I think, how God is changing my heart to be a more grateful man, a more receptive, and a more aware. I've been praying for this for a while, to really love God, love Jesus, and not just say I do, but to feel it in my heart. And I think the frozen parts of my heart are kind of melting there. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a great week. Look forward to a couple of good sermons after me, and then I will be back preaching on the Sunday after the 8th. But please come and learn a lot and worship together. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.